Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Friday, August 9th, 2024 by Gaia Blooming. I'm Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I show love to myself by embracing my inner child and my inner parent. And today we have an interesting astro energy going on. We have an interesting astro energy every day, right? Today the one that I was most focused on is a connection between the Sun and Saturn. We have them in an inconjunct. And as you know, the inconjunct is like, we're not really seeing eye to eye. We're not really sure how we're meant to work together. And the signs are Leo and Pisces, which they're both dramatic in their own ways. But I really think it's like the Sun in Leo feeling the uncomfortable energy of Saturn, because Saturn is that call to responsibility, and Saturn is where we're meant to show up on purpose and, well, in purpose, on purpose. How about that? And it's that responsibility piece. The inner child, the playful Leo energy can feel responsibility as, let my inner child demonstrate it for you. That's what I saw in my head. That's what that can feel like. Now, of course, I believe that responsibility can be reframed or translated into responsibility, meaning you get to respond in a way that's true to yourself and true to your soul. And especially Saturn and Pisces can bring that energy forth. But when you think of like the responsibilities that the world can throw at you, that's where we get the feeling, right? I also believe that to engage our heart, our inner child, our playfulness, our sunniness, all of the Leo goodness is a way to embrace purpose as well, right? The world may not necessarily be there fully, but I do believe that. I know many of you believe that and can live as if. And that's where we can try to find the through line in this inconjunct energy where we're not really seeing eye to eye. But I really felt as I was looking at it is like the best case for your inner child to be healed and healthy and in a space of love is to have the guiding light of a conscious inner parent. And so I think that that's the call in this energy with Saturn and Pisces is, can you show up as both? Can you allow your inner child to show up warts and all? And then can you have a conscious, healthy inner parent help support the inner child so the inner child can get where it wants to go, right? That's what I'm seeing in this energy. Now, it's gonna take work. And many of us may have pieces of healthy parent experience and pieces of unhealthy parent experience. And there's still a lot of, shift, I would say, to go through and move through in those energies. So being aware of that is going to be important. I think this is also going to support an energy that we're going to be feeling coming in. We have Mars and Jupiter building to a conjunction. So as of today, we have Mars hanging out at 13 degrees, that triggery degree, and Jupiter's at 15. So they're not too far apart. They're going to reach a conjunction on Wednesday the 14th. So here we are building to it. And they're close enough that you may have those moments where I'm hearing the Smurfs theme song. You're just la-di-dying around. And then suddenly, it's the Gargamel song, part of the song with the Smurfs. I don't know where this is coming from. My inner child is definitely interesting right now. But, la-di-dying around, and then suddenly, out of nowhere, frustration hits. Jupiter can make anything bigger. And while Mars in Gemini wants to be cool as a cucumber and just wants to make connections and have fun and all of that, any little button, especially if it triggers the wrong part of the mind in this energy, can set off the anger, the frustration, the aggro energy. And I think we're going to be seeing through this weekend, especially when the moon moves into Scorpio, I think we're going to be seeing some spikes of that coming through. So watch for those frustration peaks coming through as we move through this energy. Now, leading up to this Sun-Saturn inconjunct that we have, it actually is pretty sunny. We have the moon in Libra. The moon in Libra is connecting to both Mars and Jupiter. Moon and Mars can be feisty, but in air signs, there's more of a chance of high wind activity. Lots of chitter chatter, talkativeness, especially as it moves on to a connection with Jupiter, moon in Gemini. Sorry, not moon in Gemini, moon in Libra, Jupiter in Gemini connection. Just lots of chitter chatter today. We then have the sun and the moon in connection as well. So moon in Libra, sun in Leo. It's a day to feel pretty. I feel pretty. Like, we definitely have those energies going on. But then in the background, that sense of foreboding. Cue Smurf songs. the Gargamel part of the Smurf song. We have that sense of foreboding and maybe even heaviness. Sometimes Saturn can feel a little bit like heaviness. So watch for that energy coming in and see if you can be like, you know, to your inner child Smurf, you're good. Gargamel tries. He can't get you. But hey, let's do this. Let's do this healing energy. Inner child at the top of the cards today, for sure. Now, I do want to mention this weekend, we do have the moon moving into Scorpio. Saturday afternoon, early evening may get a little tense as the moon in Scorpio squares Pluto. That's the only thing worth noting besides the build to this Mars-Jupiter energy. So watch for, you know, that background, like, suddenly, like, sizzling. Yeah, and watch for really strong mental energies as well, like your stories creating that. So inner child, and what does our inner child need? It needs full participation. Now, this card is my body, mind, spirit, soul, and heart card, but I'm feeling that this is a call to participate between your inner child and inner adult. And what that's going to look like for each of us is going to be different, but can you show up for yourself? And can you be the parent that you needed? Which again is going to look really different for all of us. Possibilities. Possibilities ruling this. I feel like possibilities also connects with this Mars-Jupiter energy because, I don't know, it feels like it's giving some energy. We have the Fool card. It is in reverse, but like there's some new pathways potentially opening up, and this could give some really interesting energy. The final card is that stress. It's the sense of foreboding. Watch for that. And if you're feeling that, what kind of responsibility is your inner child taking on that's not theirs to take on? Can your inner adult take that responsibility or say, hey, this responsibility you're trying to take on isn't even yours. It's time to let this go. So lots of awareness needed in this energy. Now, to finish up, I'm going to pull from the Cat's Chaos deck, and I want to remind you about my friend's book. I actually wanted to share today. This is interesting. I wanted to share today. I was with Colleen during some of her most transformative moments. Colleen went to Khufu's class with me. And that's one of the biggest reasons that I'm cheering her on, because I saw her in the throes of what she writes about in this book, you know, feeling so sensitive, not knowing how to face the world, facing her own gifts, and being able to like triumph. And she's been a wonderful help through many interesting energies that I've had to go through, where she's been able to help me clear, and she shares those techniques in the book. So check out her book, From Sensitive to Badass. The link is down below this video on YouTube, and if you send me a receipt of purchasing it, I will enter you into a raffle to win a half-hour reading with me. So it's super win-win. But, like, this is somebody who did the work, and it's like, here's my hand, let me show you how. And that's kind of the energy of the inner adults, the inner parent that we all want to embrace. So, love this card. I pulled a full moon in Scorpio. We had one of those back in Taurus season. But it says it's time to release negativity. So maybe you have a full moon Scorpio. If you are a Taurus and were born with a moon in Scorpio, you are a full moon baby. And so this might be for you, but I think it's for all of us in asking us to release our negativity, put up those boundaries, and let your inner child experience some fun. So that's it for today. You can book a reading. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com. And the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power, and remember who you are. For you are the solution. Namaste.